I've really been analyzing everything, and I feel like you saw in the title probably, this channel has been a lie. And let me explain that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel. There's some certain things that I really like to put out there, like the barefoot shoes. I got my Cellerciser right here. I've had some other trampoline companies reach out to me and ask me if I would test out their trampolines. I don't know if I'm going to. I have limited space, and what am I going to do with it after that? Shoe companies are asking me now to test their shoes and different things. So I have some of the stuff that I really believe in going into this channel. And a lot of people who watch this channel don't care about that stuff at all. They're all very weight focused. I would say majority, a good 75% of the people that used to watch this channel don't watch this channel anymore. And the reason is I could never really get myself out into most people love being around me. They love talking to me. I have people laughing. It's a good time. Gotten so serious on this channel, and it's because I became kind of this avatar or something like that, being controlled by things that I don't 100% agree with. Like, I don't 100% agree with McDougall. I don't really 100% agree with Durian Rider. And I kind of became the expert. Another thing that I became an unknown expert in is the rice diet. That video, which is terrible, still is my most watched video. I think the first or the second video I did about the rice diet drives me crazy. I want to delete it, but it makes me money. And I guess it helps other people. I don't know, because it's got a very limited watch time. Most people only watch for like 3 minutes. It's just, this hasn't been me. This channel hasn't been me, because I really didn't know who I was. If I really look at when I started this channel, I'm not even that person anymore. I don't even recognize that person. That person doesn't even look healthy at all. So if you take anything out of this, I've just been eating high carb, low fat. I have been adding a little bit of fat in the form of extra virgin olive oil. And we're talking like half to a quarter tablespoon a day, if that. Most days it's not even that. I've just been eating a lot of pasta, and I noticed the pasta digests so much better when it has a little bit of fat in it. And I've noticed that olive oil breaks down really well, even better than the avocado. I've also noticed that since I've been doing this, this video is gonna be all over the place. So if you want like one of my little rants this is gonna be that. Since I've been doing that, the color of number 2 that has been coming out of me is the color of this tripod in this camera. It's black. I don't know how long it's been in me. And so I have been noticing, and last night, I noticed this TMI. I don't like getting up to go to the bathroom and come back when I'm sleeping, because it seems to wake me up. So I keep a gallon, like a wide mouth gallon container next to me, and I pee in it if I have to pee. Last night, it was a half a gallon. I got so much inflammation and crazy stuff coming out of me ever since I added a little bit of fat back in. What causes it, I don't know. I've talked about that happening to me on this video, or in these videos before, where when I was heavy into different diets, and I would have like a cheat day, that I would lose a ton of weight like the next day, the next couple of days. I would have a mass exodus of number 2, and it's still to this day like that. I don't know what this body goes through. I almost don't even pretend. And if you watch the interview that I did with Sally over at I Jump Instead, I was talking about the external rotation I finally have now. If you've watched some of my videos about the Cellerciser, link down below, go buy one, help me out. You'll notice that I don't move right. And so I was like, I had somebody comment that on my videos, and I'm like, yeah, I couldn't dispute it. I couldn't dispute it. I was watching my own self in these videos, and I'm like, you look like a fire plug with legs and arms. Like there's no movement at all, and it's always been like that. And so I've been going through that, and there's just different phases, and most people aren't going to believe that and stuff. I don't know how much you can see on camera. I really don't know. On this little screen here that I can see myself on, I look even different in this view right here on this and this little monitor here that I do on this video that you're seeing. So I don't know. I don't actually know what I look like. People who, the very few people that have seen me out in public, that have watched my videos are like, wow, you look better in person. I don't know. Anyway, that was a long rant. It's just been a lie. I was living in a house. I was miserable. I was my ex and I had broken up. The whole family dynamic was just blowing apart. There was another cat added into the house that was fighting with my cat, and there was so many things, and my only escape was to try to help people on YouTube, which I never really did. Like, it was really never my thing. Like, I did start a what did I call it? A Patreon, and it really never went anywhere because it's just, I don't know. And I have the time. That's the most annoying part. I have the time, but I haven't figured it out myself. And when I look back, and I know I've talked about this, when I have lost the most weight, and everybody wants to know how much I weigh now, I haven't got a clue. I don't want to get into that because I am finally able to feel different muscles on me, like in my back. It used to be just this fat roll and just different things, but the camera's like a wide angle, so I don't look 100%. So the closer I get to this lens, the more accurate I look. The farther away, it just distorts everything. I probably should have used a wider, a narrow, more of a zoom to film this. And so it's been this battle of kind of fighting with people over things that I kind of cared about, but not really, because I knew that when I've lost weight, I had plenty of fat in the diet. I wasn't like anywhere near like much past like 10%, but it was at 10%. Because I got into this doing the 80-10-10. That was my original gateway drug, basically, into veganism, plant-based, whatever you want to call it. And now it's just like, when I really look back at that, I didn't have so many strings attached. Now, I was over 400 pounds. I was very overweight, and I think almost any strict-ish diet that you do at that point is probably going to knock weight off you. But over the years, I have met a lot of people who have struggled getting the weight off and who have been over 400, 500, 600 pounds. And a lot of us, once we get to a certain point, our body just struggles. Now, I used to struggle to get away from or under 225. Now I struggle to get to 225. So, the best I can do is the Cellerciser. I've been doing the diet now for forever. I did add fat back in, and what do you know? I've probably lost 10 or 15 pounds just of black goop that came out of me, because I don't know if I could digest these straight up carbs. I don't know. It sounds like excuses, but the bottom line is I don't know. I don't have the answers. I've interviewed people that I thought was going to have the answers. I did what they said. It didn't work. So it's just becoming this lie. And so I'm defending these people that I'm interviewing. Meanwhile, it's not working for me either. And here in America, another thing that you really have to look out for or whatever, which people in Europe and Australia and all different places that watch me don't have, is 25 or 30 ingredients just in ketchup. Now, yes, you can find like at Trader Joe's and a couple other places, or make your own ketchups that have like 5 ingredients in it. But by and large, I mean, if you look at Gatorade used to have sugar, potassium, maybe sodium, lemon juice, and water. 5 ingredients. Now it's got ingredients you can't even read. You don't have that in a lot of other countries. I look at ingredients. I'd love to buy some of the condiments from other countries, but it costs so damn much money to get it here. It's ridiculous. I live in New York, so I probably could find this stuff. I haven't really looked into it. I'm sure I could find some of those other ingredients. I'm sure there's an English pub somewhere here that would sell me, you know, like Heinz ketchup from England, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much because I haven't been using a ton of condiments lately. And maybe that's another reason where I got some weight coming off me. That and the walking, the Cellercising, the fact that I don't have a car anymore. If I want to get something, I got to go get it or order it. And most of the time, I'm going to go get it because I like getting out of this house. It's just been a lie. It's been a lie. It's been a me defending something that I'm not really I'm into it, but I'm just not into it for everybody else because I don't have the answers myself. And I know I have interviewed people who are like, and who actually coach this stuff and are like, well, I coach other people just to learn of what's going on with me. And I suppose there is that aspect of it. You can use that aspect of it. And I just don't like to do that maybe. I don't know. It sounds like a whole bunch of excuses. It's really not excuses. It's just my life. This is where we're at. I've been defending people that I don't know if I agree with or not, you know, because when I truly look at my past history on the most time, the 2 pounds a day at one point I was losing on 80-10-10. That's not 10 grams or lower of fat. I was having avocado. Matter of fact, because I was losing 2 pounds a day, I was adding a ton of avocado and it still wasn't stopping the amount of weight that was coming off. It was insane. And I had somebody documenting this at the job I had at the time. I had a furniture manufacturing job. And the woman from shipping and receiving had a huge scale. And she's like, you look different every single day. And I know I've told this story, but it was astonishing to me how much weight was coming off of me. I had never seen anything like this, not even when I first got into keto. And I was having a ton of fat. Matter of fact, I'm like thinking of like I was doing, I forget what the company was, maybe like Almond Breeze or something like that, had a really fatty chocolate milk that I was using for my banana smoothies because a lot of my bananas were so ripe that I don't know who on this planet could actually eat some of these bananas. They were so ripe, they were almost alcohol. So I was trying to mask that flavor with this really high fat chocolate almond milk, and I was still the next day I would show up and I would have 1.5 to 2 pounds gone. So I've been defending something that I don't necessarily agree with. Another time that I lost a ton of weight, yes, I was doing a ton of bike riding, so you got to calculate that into it. And on hills too. I mean, I'm talking hills. I'm not talking like these little I'm talking hills. Like you look to the top and you can't even see the top of the thing. It's so steep. And I was riding a lot of those, so that will take weight off you. But even at that time, for whatever reason, at the post office that I was working at that time, there was like 3 or 4 vegans, not including me, that was in this, and it was all women but me, and they were all making like these vegan cookies and stuff like that. I mean, I was living on vegan cookies and they weren't sparing the fat because they were all like rail thin, like 110 pounds, you know, at 5'8" or something like that. Actually, the one woman was like 6 foot tall and she was maybe like 135 pounds. So they didn't care. And I was still losing weight like crazy. It's only when I'm trying to be doing this strict high carb, low fat that I've got insomnia. I can't, you know, I just can't. I'm falling asleep at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning at this point. It's crazy. There might be other reasons for that. I have no idea. You know, I've had doctors study me on this, and they're like, well, your circadian rhythm is not normal. And I'm like, nothing is. I'm like the anomaly. But so it's hard for me. Every doctor I've ever had has called me an anomaly. So it's like, how do I give other people advice? Because I'm always called the anomaly. So obviously things that are going to work for other people aren't going to work for me. And if your body moves correctly, which is another area that I'm really into, now that I've realized just how off my body has been, I got this stupid advice back in the day to have your back should be flat, straight. That's how but it's not. It just a glance, and I know this because I've studied the body my entire life. The spine isn't straight at all. It's an S. It's not like a severe, it shouldn't be a severe S, but it's an S. It's like, like, how's that going to be straight? And no wonder I had so much pain, because when I was keeping it real straight, like, you are already contracted in the back, and so when you're not, it's just like, so it's like a therapeutic now. So I've got all this trapped accumulation around this area and around this area and down here, because I've been a fire plug with arms and legs up until the last couple months here, and then once it finally starts moving correctly, I mean, just the stuff that's coming out of me. And I've got to take a shower every day now, which I didn't used to have to do. And I would smell normal. And I had to shower every day, and sometimes even take a bath later at night, just to kind of calm the stuff, the craziness that I am dealing with right now. And it's probably some of the reasons for the insomnia. I'm not going to take pictures, as I'm not one of these people, but this stuff that is coming out of me is like competing with the color of this camera. I'm like, where were you? What are you? Like, I'm eating like pasta, potatoes, and rice. The stuff is white. How is this like black goop coming out of me? Anyway, so I feel like there was so much going on in my house when I started this channel. I'm not going to talk about it because it involves so many other people. Back in late 2021, early 2022, my channel was blowing up. Why? Because I had so much passion for this, but I was borrowing other people's shit. Because it was an escape. You guys have basically been watching my escape, and now I don't have to escape from anything, because I'm living where I want to live for the first time. And yes, for the first time, and like, everything's just how I envisioned it. Hopefully I've been in focus for any of this lens. But this channel, I hate it. I hate this channel. I hate this channel because it's a bunch of, people coming on here and calling me all kinds of names for like, cool. Like, I'm not going to, I'm just delete these things now. I'm just not, I don't need all of it. And for what? This was legit just my journey, and people wanted to help, and I'm like, maybe I can help them. And then I set up a means of helping them, and nobody joins it. It's like, why bother? So then I'm like, that's just a complete waste of time on something that I really didn't feel like doing in the first place. So I just stopped doing it. It's just extra work. It's just extra editing. It's just extra time taken. Matter of fact, I've kind of turned this channel into a review channel. That way I can buy different cameras and I can buy different lighting and stuff and write it off. And then when you show a loss, like on your taxes, it's a wonderful thing. So I don't know, it's kind of what this has turned it into, but I know there's some of you who watch this channel, and those of you who do watch this channel for help or whatever are still probably watching to right now. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The doctors called me the anomaly. People on the street called me the anomaly. Friends that I lost everybody. I either stopped talking or they stopped talking to me. Almost every single person that was in my life this last few months, year. It's been a mass exodus, and I wouldn't redo any of it. It needed to happen. And so where does this channel just kind of reminds me, honestly, of all of that. And it's like on life support. And I'm like, should I just let it die? I don't know. There's the ego that gets involved too, you know. How many views can I get or whatever? And that these days, I mean, I've got a whopping 43 people watching or subscribers on my video game channel, and those videos get way more views. But apparently I don't bring enough for people to subscribe, or I just don't ask. So that is where I'm at. I got all of a sudden people asking me to review stuff for them, and I've got 2 more pairs of shoes out there in the living room that I haven't even taken out of the box from Xero Shoes that I'm going to be doing reviews on. I might have a trampoline coming that I'm going to test out for another company, maybe. And that is that. I mean, one of the people that I was trying to hold their torch is dead. The other person I have no communication with whatsoever anymore. A lot of the doctors that I had, a couple of the doctors that I had on this channel, I don't even subscribe to anymore because they just, this diet world turns itself into a god. It's like so weird to me. Like, people used to just eat when I was growing up. People just ate. They didn't think about it. They had work to do. They would eat and then we get back to work, or they would eat and like do something at night and go to bed or whatever. I mean, all these rules, it's ridiculous. All these rules everybody's got now. Well, you got to stop eating at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, otherwise your stomach is going to turn into this. And well, if you don't stop, or you got to eat 1 meal a day. Well, everybody's got to eat 1 meal a day, or like, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's nonsense. The people in this world are the most neurotic people you're ever going to meet. It's rules that don't even exist. These are made up rules. You show me one animal out there that follows any of this stuff or stops eating 6 hours before it goes to bed. Most animals, I had animals in my house, would eat and then go to sleep. And they were the weight they were supposed to be. Imagine that. It's crazy. So you got neurotic people following other neurotic people off a cliff here, and I'm like, I just can't be part of it. I'm like, I'm become the observer. I'm watching all of this happen. For the most part. Matter of fact, I've unsubscribed from most of them. I don't even watch any videos like this. I usually watch classical music. People playing pianos and violins and stuff. That's usually what I watch these days. Like, I don't know. Or like Top Gear, like 8,000 seasons of Top Gear that I watch the reruns of. I don't even care to watch these people. And it's when you step outside of this, when you step outside of the box that is dieting world and you watch it, it is insane. It's insane. And I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I've already called the anomaly. I've already been called weird and psychotic my entire life. What's he smoking? My entire life. I don't need to be a part, like, I'm done with the hamster wheel. So that's my video. This will probably be the video that somebody, whatever that lady's name is, will probably take this video and see another vegans losing their crazy, is going crazy. Whatever. Have at it. Because she's just another psychotic. I don't remember what her name is. There's a couple of channels that have done that. I don't remember who they were. I don't even watch them. I don't know. I don't know. It just, it has worked for me in the past. I'm not really changing anything other than I added a little bit of fat back in, and the mass exits. It might be in combination with the fact that I figured out, matter of fact, I figured out that even my foot wasn't stepping correctly. So now it's all swollen and like taking the weight like it's supposed to. I know I keep doing this because this just, there's so much, I mean, if you guys, you know, there's so much more involved than just diet in the life. And like, you got people, like some of the people on my Instagram, I'm watching them, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is their entire life. This becomes your entire life. I can't do it. Like, to some extent. And yeah, you know, there is that part of it, but yeah. I probably didn't say everything I wanted to, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just this channel, I didn't even know what I was actually hoping for in the beginning. I think everybody's hoping for massive fame and that YouTube life. But I don't know that that was even my end goal. I really don't know. Maybe it's because I don't sleep. Anyway, I'm probably not going to do, I'm not going to change the name. I'm not going to do anything with the channel. Probably it's going to be mostly review stuff. I will start talking about the mobility thing because I think there's a lot more people in my shoes than realize it. Like if you look at the Tarahumara, I think that's how you say their name. They actually teach their young how to walk and run when they're very young. And I think that's needed. But if you look at my parents, they're fire hydrants with legs and arms. So what were they going to teach me? I guess I got to break the curse. Anyways, that is kind of my video. I don't even know what to name this. It's just like soup. Whatever thoughts in your head, just throw it in a pot and boil it, and that's what the video is. Yeah. Today's a blood moon, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Probably not, though. Yeah. Anyway, talk to you in the next one. Comments, questions. I don't know what they're going to be in this one, and I'm not looking for sympathy at all. That is never the case. Yeah.